Hello, we're group 5 and we're going to be presenting about Pepsi. First, I'll start with a brief background information about Pepsi. So, Pepsi is a carbonated soft drink manufactured by PepsiCo, a company that was established through the merger of Pepsi Cola and Frito-Lay in 1965. It was originally created and developed in 1983 by Caleb Branham, a pharmacist in New Bern, North Carolina, and introduced as Brad's drink. However, it was renamed as Pepsi Cola in 1898 and then shortened to just Pepsi in 1961 until today. Bradham sought to create a fountain drink that was appealing and would aid in digestion and boost energy. The original recipe also included sugar and vanilla. So if you ever heard of people saying Coke will help you with your stomach ache, it's something like that. Ever since Pepsi has become one of the largest beverages consumed in today's society, its net revenue worldwide amounted to about $79.47 billion in 2021. As for their business objective, there are three main components: the core competence, strategic asset, and benefits to consumer. As for the core competence, like other beverages, there are the flexibility, quality, and swift restock. For the flexibility, Pepsi can be found everywhere from vending machines to the tiniest convenience store to the largest warehouse outlet. As for the quality, Pepsi and its bottler personally deliver products into stores and set them on the shelf to ensure freshness. So every time your store runs out of Pepsi, you can just order and they'll deliver it straight to your store and they will set them for you. As for the swift restock, Pepsi system can move new product into national distribution as fast as a week, meaning every time there's a new flavor or new product line, those products will be delivered to your store within a week. As for the strategic asset, there are three big points. One is pricing strategy, two, costly to imitate and non-substitutable, and three is effective marketing strategy. For the pricing, Pepsi's prices is driven by the competitors' pricing and consumer demand. For the second part, it is hard and expensive to replicate Pepsi's ingredients. As for the effective marketing strategy, Pepsi understands the importance of marketing. That's why it focuses on major advertisement that will raise its revenue, such as the Super Bowl. For the benefit to consumers, there are flexibility, price, and quality. For flexibility, consumers can purchase Pepsi almost anywhere and anytime. For the price, Pepsi is priced based on the market-oriented pricing strategy, meaning that Pepsi price is based on the competitors' firm prices, which is prevailing to market condition, meaning that Pepsi prices are not too high or too low from their competitors. As for the quality, Pepsi drink is always fresh upon purchase. Moving on to segmentation.
For the segmentation part of PepsiCo, it is divided into four subsections. We have the geographic, which is domestic and international, and we have demographic, which is ages 15 to 45, genders, males and females, and we continue to have behavioral, which is a degree of loyalty, which is hardcore loyals and softcore loyals. Benefits sought between these are refreshment, enjoying good taste, satisfaction of a habit, and spending time. User status, regular users, and the psychographic is social class, working class, middle class, and upper class. The lifestyles is aspirers, succeeders, and explorers. Now we continue on to the targeting. For targetings, Pepsi advertisements are primarily targeted to the youth and middle-aged people. Since the product gives a refreshing feeling on a hot summer afternoon, a cold drink is what appeals to the most. Hence, the youth of the age group specified may not be the only ones who are consuming the drink. Sizes of the bottle also determine the buying behavior that satisfy a particular requirement. For example, the 2-liter bottle will be bought by somebody who is probably arranging a weekend get-together at home. The brand Pepsi has always been very enthusiastic in its appeal as it is a refreshing drink. Hence, its association with the youth has always been there. We see that in promotional strategies, events, advertisements, also their taglines. The recent one being, "Oh yes, Abby," and "Live for now." resonates the same message. So the way they position themselves comes from value the product provides to its target group. Now we will continue on with marketing objective.
When we talk about Pepsi's marketing objective, we want to define their customers. Pepsi defines their customers as aged between 15 and 45 years old, from lower middle class to upper middle class with a busy and modern lifestyle. They recognize that their consumers have price sensitivity, so they remain affordable for their consumers, and that's because most of their consumers are younger. They are focused on retention, and we can see that in the right-hand side of the ad that says, "That's what I like." It depicts a Pepsi, and it basically tells consumers that they should already know the benefits of Pepsi instead of acquiring new customers. They have heart loyalty, and in a study by Strategy Business, they found that 91% of Pepsi drinkers remain loyal to the brand. As for their source of volume, the category is defined as a soft drink brand. All the brands within the category have to sell soft drinks. And their dynamic variable is affordability because not other brands in the category offer that same affordability. In order to compete with the category leader, which is Coke, Pepsi lowers their prices. And on the image to the left, you could see that Coke leads by 20% market share, whereas Pepsi only leads by 15%. So therefore, Coke is the category leader. Given that Pepsi is not the category leader, their source of volume is earning share. They earn share by providing product extensions, and they do that by offering different flavors of Pepsi. They have a loyal customer base because their customers and consumers are mature.
All right, so to start with Pepsi's positioning, I want to start off with their kind of current consumer proposition, which is to create these joyful experiences during a hard time. This is kind of the most recent research we have from during the pandemic, coming from Forbes and other investment groups. And so they're telling us that they want to increase their convenience and accessibility to make a better time at home during the pandemic. So kind of the current behavior that was occurring during the beginning of the pandemic was that people weren't able to get out of their houses and purchase and not have Pepsi in large quantities in their houses. And so that kind of led to people's current belief during the pandemic that Pepsi wasn't accessible, that they weren't able to have this snack drink at their house. But Pepsi slowly started changing that by relying on their innovation and allowing the drink to become more accessible during the pandemic, and that was their desired belief. They wanted people to think that Pepsi was a drink that you should have at home during the pandemic to make the bad times a little better, and use this drink more consistently. And so that in turn would lead Pepsi to consumers' desired behavior, which is to have more Pepsi more consistently in large quantities at home, and to be kind of the first choice for a good time, whether it be a hard day now at work or sickness again. And that leads us to Solo's slide on
As for the perceptual map, we are able to see that the dynamic variable that Pepsi provides is the need for affordability. This is the variable that places Pepsi at a point of differentiation from all its other competitors inside the category. We can also see that the main variable that all other competitors, including Pepsi, provide is simply the need for quality cola. We're able to see here on the slide that Pepsi is leading in the dynamic variable. However, it is not as leading in the main variable, which is mostly led by Coke and Dr. Pepper, its competitors. However, the dynamic variable Pepsi is doing perfectly, and given that a 12-pack of Pepsi can cost as low as $5, 12-pack of Dr. Pepper can cost $5.50, and the 12-pack of Coke can cost actually up to $7. Additionally, a perception problem that Pepsi seems to suffer is from is most view the Pepsi brand simply as a caffeinated cola drink sold in vending machines and convenience stores, whereas Pepsi actually offers so much more than just that. Pepsi is a great source of fulfilling a consumer's thirst, and one of Pepsi's most prominent taglines is "Thirsty for More." Therefore, the company is focusing its product to target satisfying customer thirst with a delicious, refreshing cola drink. In addition, given that the Super Bowl is sponsored by Pepsi, the brand can also be viewed as the official drink consumed when watching the game or any other sports in general. Last but not least, the importance problems for Pepsi is the fact that if a person is not troubled by affordability concerns and is able to go beyond just cheap prices, he will most likely be able to go with other brands other than Pepsi that are thought of as more tasteful. However, Pepsi really touches base on the fact that the drink costs less than the category leader and is financially reachable to more people that want to enjoy a delicious cola drink. On to the next, we have price.
Pepsi does a lot with their price, and the main thing is they undercut Coke. So, how does Pepsi's price consider the different level of price sensitivity? Well, for individual buyers, they're cheaper than Coke. It's $2.49 versus $2.99. Then for wholesale buyers, the bulk discount that Pepsi offers is $16.60 versus the $20.70 you would have to pay for Coke. So it's significantly cheaper. Pepsi offers pure bundle pricing. If you want to get a large amount, you have to get the specific amount that they offer for those bundle deals. You can't just pick a certain amount and get that. You have to get it in the bundle that they offer. And then some of their pricing tactics. For trial, for acquisition, they offer coupons to customers, and that stimulates demand. For continuity, for retention, for being a loyal customer, they offer discounts on multiple purchases, like buy one get one free, and they do stuff that will make their customers want to come back and want to buy more, and that's also stimulating demand, but through retention. For the surplus, the producer surplus is going to be $13.80, and the consumer surplus is going to be $15. Now, there wasn't enough information to find the true value of Pepsi, so we were not able to calculate the utilized surplus. And now we're going to talk about the place of Pepsi.
Hi, my name is Van. I'll be talking about place. For Pepsi's channel length, they use both direct and indirect. Number one is direct store delivery. This allows Pepsi to have maximum control while establishes close relationship with its retail stores. Second is with customer warehouse. This helps Pepsi to lower cost of distribution, lower the turnover rate, as well as less impulse purchases. Third is that Pepsi is able to distribute their products to restaurants, businesses, schools, and stadiums through its third-party distributor network. For its channel breadth, Pepsi uses mass distribution because of its dominant position. Pepsi benefits from favorable relationship with its retailers. This does two things. One, it enables Pepsi to gain a large amount of shelf space. Two is that it increases the likelihood that complementary foods and beverages being purchased by consumers. For Pepsi's channel depth, it uses for vertical integration. Pepsi is able to tailor its offers and experiences to meet the preferences of their members by using insight from loyalty programs. For Pepsi's primary selling strategy, Pepsi uses a combination of push and pull. As for push, how does Pepsi is able to increase its sales in retail stores? Well, retailers actually receive marketing information from Pepsi directly to increase the sales. So as you can see here in the picture in the bottom left corner, this is a store in China where they display Pepsi's product directly to the consumers. And as for pull marketing, Pepsi uses product placements, social media, and public marketings like posters or marketing ads. And they also offer coupons to their consumers to promote purchases. So now we'll be talking about promotion, and Joseph is going to take over.
So for Pepsi's promotion, what is their advertising objective? Well, first they use top of mind awareness in ads such as the one on the top right. It's an ornament of the Pepsi logo. Now they know that you already know what Pepsi is, so they're just showing you the logo and being like, oh, now I remember about Pepsi, maybe I should get one. So it's top of the mind awareness. They also use celebrities in commercials and address certain subject matters to affect their brand image. So this can include the Kendall Jenner commercial where she hands a Pepsi to a police officer in a riot and the riots stop and then everyone's all friends again. This can affect their brand image because it shows that they're linked with certain celebrities, so they're also forming the image of the brand as well as them making their advertisements and commercials towards real life situations like protests and things that were going on at the time. So for price promotion, we have an ad shown from the 90s, and this is a retention attempt by Pepsi, and it's stimulating demand. It's saying that if you buy in bulk, it's going to be cheaper. So it shows that there is a limit, but it's asking people to buy in bulk, which is retention because they're coming back for more and they're going to get a lot of it rather than just trying it out. And then some other promotions. Pepsi promotes through various giveaways, which further helps them retain consumers. So the bottle cap on the bottom right, that was one of their promotions where it was if you collected all 14 teams, you would enter a drawing for $1,000. And that was retention because it's asking people, oh yeah, if you get all these, then you can join the contest. So people were coming back and buying more Pepsi to try to get all the different teams and all the different caps. And then there are also cases where the brand gives away items with purchases. At Target, there was a buy two, get a tin for free. So you bought two 12 packs of Pepsi, and then you got an aluminum tin with the Pepsi logo on it. And that was just another one of their promotions.
Under product, we discussed the topic of how it's related to position. The relationship between product and position is that because Pepsi offers affordability, freshness, and convenience, it's able to appeal to its targeted audience. When looking at the attribution, Pepsi displays all three: search, experience, credence. Because for search, customers are able to see the price beforehand. After drinking Pepsi, customers can experience the taste, but something that customers can't confirm even after drinking is the nutritional facts. When looking at how Pepsi will evolve over time, we must understand that each product goes through a life cycle, where each stage will pose a challenge or an opportunity. The first stage will be introduction, where the product has just been developed. But as Pepsi moves on to the growth stage, it is critical for them to gain market share as the market starts to become more competitive. Therefore, Pepsi needs to make improvements, and they did so by manufacturing their product into soda cans, offering glass bottles, and changing their packaging design. When reaching the maturity stage, which is the stage Pepsi is currently at, the goal is to find marketing strategies to prolong the stage, as it is the most profitable since Pepsi is now well established.
So this concludes our presentation, and I hope you look at Pepsi's marketing a lot different than you did now.